My name is Kip Wilson. This is my school community relations presentation for Chapter 3, Understanding the Community of Ellenwood, Kansas. Ellenwood was established in 1872 and has a current population near 2,200. It is located on the Santa Fe Trail, and its ancestry is predominantly of German and Austrian heritage. Ellenwood is a very conservative community and prides itself on being small-town America. It is heavily influenced by both the agriculture and oil industries. Ellenwood Public Schools service the majority of K-12 students in the community, while St. Joseph Catholic School provides a faith-based K-8 education for 85 students. St. Joseph and Ellenwood Public Schools co-op for a variety of classes, athletics, and activities throughout the year. St. John Lutheran Child Development Center services pre-K students in the community. 71% of Ellenwood residents claim a religious affiliation. Catholic, Lutheran, Methodist, and Baptist are the most commonly practiced. The After Harvest Festival takes place the third week in July to celebrate the completion of the wheat harvest. Hunting seasons also play a role in the informal calendar of the community. Of the 2,200 residents in Ellenwood, 52% are male and 48% female, 94% white, 3% Hispanic, and 1% American Indian. The school enrollment of USD 355 is 391 students, while St. Joseph Catholic School has an enrollment of 85. The education levels amongst adults in Ellenwood vary. Those receiving some college are at 24.4%, completing an associate's degree 10.6%, completing a bachelor's degree 11.5%, and a graduate or over a graduate degree at 6.6%. The voting in Ellenwood is very characteristic of Central Kansas. It's 70% Republican, 27% Democrats, and 3% independent or other in terms of registration of voters. There are several modes of communication used in Ellenwood, typically newspapers, television stations, and radio stations. The newspapers that service the area are the Ellenwood Leader, as well as the Great Bend Tribune. Television stations include a local access channel and KSN Great Bend, which is an NBC network. There are multiple radio channels in the area. However, Ellenwood, the school district, USD 355, has a partnership with KZRS Star 107.9 out of Great Bend. USD 355 communication and partnerships include the usage of websites, the usage of iHigh, which is a live streaming program where patrons can watch any activity or event, athletics, and so on by internet. Facebook and Twitter accounts that are USD 355 administered, a textcaster, as mentioned before, the broadcast partnership with 107.9 in Great Bend, and newspaper coverage with the Leader, Great Bend Tribune, and other publications from Hutchinson, Salina, and Hayes. Ellenwood has little to no foreign language impact, as evidenced by the rarity of ESOL students in the district. People in the community rely on all of the above avenues for communication. Based on patron feedback to the school, age plays a role in which modes are utilized the most. Community groups in Ellenwood include the Lions Club, Optimist Club, Rotary Club, the American Legion, and the Knights of Columbus. Public school policy is developed predominantly by the Board of Education along with the USD 355 administrative team. While data collection and public opinion might be gauged outside of these two entities, they are the ones that form policy. USD 355 organizations include the Booster Club, as well as other various informal or impromptu organizations that spring up from time to time in order to take on a specific task or come up with a solution for a specific problem. Most of the above community groups have heavy involvement with the schools, as they tend to be youth-centered organizations. For example, the members of the Lions Club take gate at all the athletic events. The Optimist Club put on a middle school tournament each year. The Rotary Club sponsors an athletic banquet towards the end of the year. So it's very common for these civic organizations to take part in school activities. There's currently not much presence in terms of problem organizations or watchdog groups. In general, there's little organized opposition to what's going on in the schools. Community leadership. The City of Ellenwood has a mayor and city council. The council members are well known and widely accessible to the public. USD 355 has a 7-member Board of Education, a superintendent, and 2 principals. The superintendent and 2 principals make up what is called the administrative team. The residents of Elmwood seem to have more contact with the school leaders as the community tends to center around school activities. A theory as to the importance of the contact with school leaders and the Board of Education deals with politics and taxation. As is the case in many small communities, patrons and residents often see the school as the major recipient of tax dollars in the community. The result is added interest in the uses and expenditures of the state's aid to the district. Taxation is a very hot-button issue in this portion of the state, and one needs only to look at the registered voter affiliations to see which way the community might lean on this topic. Elmwood community leaders. Of the Board of Education and administrative team, half were raised in Elmwood. The majority of the City Council was raised in Elmwood as well. The members of the Board of Education, City Council, and administrative team are widely known throughout the community and are very accessible to members of the public. USD 355 leaders are encouraged to be present in the community outside of school events, and also are encouraged to join those civic organizations mentioned before. USD 355 leaders have access to all school-related information through personal and professional networks, as well as professional organizations such as KASB. The Elmwood civic leaders tend to cooperate and share information with Barton County officials, along with the leaders of surrounding cities, predominantly Great Bend and Hoisington. The attitudes of USD 355's leaders tend to be fairly progressive in terms of staying on the cutting edge of technology use, upgrading facilities, etc., as a means to provide a variety of educational activities while attempting to attract new students to the schools. Elmwood's civic leaders have a more conservative approach, but are always open to new ideas and suggestions. Elmwood's current unemployment rate is 5.4%, with a 1.0% job growth and 36.7% projected job growth over the next 10 years. The median household income is $44,912, and the median per capita income is $23,187. The median home value is $69,432. The sales tax is currently 6.8%, while the income tax is currently 6.45%. The majority of Elmwood residents do make a commute, oftentimes to Great Bend, which is about 10 miles away, but 43% of Elmwood residents have a less than 15-minute commute, while 44% have a 15 to 30-minute commute. Only 13% of the residents have a over 30-minute commute to work. The majority of land usage in the area surrounding Elmwood is for agricultural purposes. However, as I mentioned before, the oil industry does play a major role in the employment and economic situation of the town, and oftentimes the agricultural makeup plays a hand-in-hand relationship with the oil industry, as oil producers might lease land from landowners. USD 355 spends $5,740 per student and has an 11.4 student to teacher ratio. This information was collected from the district business office at 300 North Schiller in Ellenwood. Elmwood employs a city administrator, city clerk, and supervisors of city maintenance, streets, and power and electricity. For the most part, these individuals stay clear of school operations. USD 355 has a total of 60.339 mill levies. The general fund, 20 mill levies. The local option budget, 20.925. Capital outlay at 4 mill levies, and bond and interest at 15.414. The revenue estimates for USD 355 for the 12-13 school year are as follows. State aid, $2,946,971. Federal aid, $270,422. Local taxes, $2,403,956. Cash carryover, $2,920,828. Transfers, $1,198,778. And interest at $3,000. As is the case in many districts, the complexities of school funding can sometimes present a challenge in terms of informing the public of how district monies are used. Ellenwood is mainly comprised of one racial group, so racial tensions are not common. Currently, Ellenwood does not have a gang presence. There are certain cliques present in the community, and two of the more common causes for cliques are economic and financial standing, as well as religious point of view. Discrimination is not openly present, however, it does exist amongst these social groups and cliques. Common causes include social stigmas associated with certain jobs, religious differences, financial standing, and political differences. That concludes the information for my presentation. As you will see on this slide, here are the sources where I gathered the majority of my information. Included in this also should be interviewing with and conversations with my superintendent as well as the business clerk. Thank you for your time, and I appreciate your attention.